Shifting focus to the state of Haryana, they're following violent clashes during a Vishwa Hindu Parishad procession in Haryana's Nuh yesterday. 2 homeguards were killed and 10 police personnel were injured. Now, stones were pelted and cars were also torched with fire during the religious procession in Nuh, which adjoins Gurugram. Tensions reached a boiling point over the alleged presence of Monu Manesa, a prominent cow vigilante who is wanted for the murder of 2 men in Rajasthan during the VHP's Shobha Yatra rally. Now, police lobbed tear gas shells to disperse crowds. Now, MHA has sent 20 coys of CAPF, including 12 coys of Rapid Action Force, to Haryana to maintain law and order situation in the area. 45 people have been detained who are involved in yesterday's incident, and mobile internet services have also been suspended in Nuh to contain the tension. Section 144 has also been imposed in Nuh and Gurugram.
The temple that you are seeing on your screens right now was the epicenter of violence that broke out in the Nuh district yesterday. Till now, 45 people have been detained is what sources have indicated to us. But yes, the epicenter of that entire violence in which notorious cow vigilant Monu Manesa was involved started from this very temple. And I'm just reporting from this very temple. If you could see in the visuals over here, this is the kind of situation that developed over here. At least 4,000 people were stuck inside this temple because this message was loud and clear that each and every person who belongs to this Hindu community should be a part of the Shobha Yatra. And now inside the premises of this temple, at least 4,000 people were involved. And now these hills that you are seeing on your screens right now, this became the location from where the initial firing started. People were stuck in this very area for at least 4 to 5 hours, and there was constant firing that was happening from these hills that you are seeing on your screens right now. This actually tells you the entire situation, that how this entire temple premises was landlocked and how people from our community started in fact shooting from these hills. This in fact became one of the biggest strong points between the Hindu and Muslim communities, and this is the exact location from where this entire situation trickled out of hand. People started running from pillar to post to save their lives. The initial riots started from this very location. This is a very famous temple in this Nuh district, and at least 4,000 people, as I already mentioned, were already present in this spot. And not only people but also fellow journalists were also present in this spot, and they had to stay inside the rooms in this temple for at least 3 to 4 hours just to save their lives, because there was constant firing that was happening from these hills that you are seeing on your screens right now. Now, there are a few pertinent questions that still haven't been answered by the administration. The first being that why was the Shobha Yatra allowed when adequate security arrangements were not provided to that Yatra? Was it a failure of local intelligence? Because yes, it seems like that the Muslim community was actually planning this entire incident, and because it has been reported that there were stones that were kept on the atop houses from where suddenly the stones were started to be pelted on people who were a part of that Shobha Yatra, and also the manner in which weapons were used. Was this entire incident planned? That is something that remains to be seen. How did the local intelligence fail? Why was this Shobha Yatra allowed to be taken out when adequate security arrangements were not given to them? At least 3 police officials, in fact homeguards, have been shot by bullets that were fired in this entire incident. Several vehicles have been torched. There is a picture of arson that can be seen across the capital and across the Nuh district. So yes, in the next few hours what we are expecting is that peace committee meeting would be called, in which the senior leaders of both the Hindu and Muslim communities would be called and would be made to sit on a singular table, and in which discussions would happen as to how to make sure that peace is maintained in this entire district of Nuh, which is a part of this Mewat region and which is heavily dominated by the Muslim population. So yes, a few questions that remains unanswered, and also the biggest question as to how quickly can the local police and the local administration make sure that peace returns to this very place in Nuh. With video journalist Shankar, this is Anshul Singh for CNN News 18.
So that was CNN News 18's Anshul Singh telling us everything that is going on at the ground currently, because communal clashes broke out in Nuh yesterday afternoon after a religious procession passing through the district came under attack, leaving 2 homeguards and dead and dozens of people, including around 20 policemen, injured in the frenzy of violence that followed. We have some more ground reports coming in. Let's take a look.
The situation in Nuh at this point in time is absolutely normal. But what happened yesterday has definitely shook the conscience of the entire nation. Currently, I'm reporting from the epicenter of this violence, and to talk more on this and to give us an eyewitness account, I'm being joined by the chief priest of this temple, दीपक शर्मा जी. पंडित जी, आप कल यहाँ पर थे, क्या देखा आपने और कितनी देर तक ये जो माहौल है ये खराब रहा यहाँ?
देखिए, श्रावण मास चल रहा है, ये तो आप जानते ही हैं. और जहाँ आप खड़े हैं ये प्राचीन पांडवकालीन मंदिर है, शिव मंदिर है, 5100 साल पुराना. तो यहाँ सुबह से तकरीबन 4 बजे से श्रद्धालुओं का आना जाना लगा हुआ था. तो स्थिति ठीक थी, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं थी. लेकिन जैसा कि हमने तो बाहर आके नहीं देखा, खैर हम तो मंदिर के अंदर थे, हमें तो अंदर से फुर्सत नहीं थी. तो दोपहर के बाद माहौल यहाँ थोड़ा सा खराब हो गया जी. बाहर
कितने लोग फंसे होंगे यहाँ पे? काफी लोग यहाँ शरण लेने आए थे. कितने लोग फंसे होंगे यहाँ पे जब ये इंसिडेंट हुआ पूरा?
ये कोई 2-2.5 हज़ार लोग थे जी.
यहाँ गोलियां चलने की भी काफी बात है, तो क्या इन पहाड़ियों से गोलियां चल रही थी? ऐसी भी आपने कुछ सूचना देखी या सुनी आपने?
देखिए, इस बारे में तो हमें ज़्यादा जानकारी नहीं है, पर ये था कि गेट के बाहर जो भी था दिक्कत परेशानी हो रही थी. हमें तो बाहर आने के लिए भी मना किया गया था और स्थिति के माहौल को देख के हम बाहर नहीं आए जी. फिर मंदिर में ही रहे, अंदर ही.
आप काफी सालों से यहाँ पर पुजारी हैं, तो ऐसी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं या इस बार हुई? तो इसकी क्या वजह दिखती है आपको, क्यों हुआ ऐसा?
देखिए, पहले तो कोई ऐसी घटना हुई नहीं है इस मंदिर में. और सबसे बड़ी बात यही है कि इसके बारे में हमें कुछ जानकारी नहीं है कि ये किस वजह से हुआ है, किस कारण हुआ है, इस बारे में हमें कुछ पता नहीं है. लेकिन ये माहौल जो है अचानक बिगड़ा है जी.
आपकी प्रशासन से बात हुई? प्रशासन ने कुछ मदद करने की बात कही या आगे का कुछ रोड मैप बताया है, कैसे दोबारा चीज़ों को नॉर्मल किया जाएगा?
देखिए, हमें तो अभी प्रशासन से यही था कि माहौल ख़राब था, तो प्रशासन ने अपना जो है मौके पे आकर जो है माहौल को शांत किया, स्थिति को संभाला. तो उसके बाद प्रशासन से इसके अलावा हमारे पास कोई बात नहीं हुई. लेकिन ये था कि सब सेफली यहाँ से चले गए और शांति बनी हुई है मंदिर में.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. So this was the chief priest of this temple, and if you could see in the visuals behind me, these are the temples. This is the main gate of the temple, in which at least 2,500 to 3,000 approximately, some reports are saying, and some police officials are confirming that approximately 4,000 people were stuck inside this temple, and there was constant firing that was happening from the hills that you see on your screens right now. This actually tells a story that how this temple was landlocked and hence was used as a location to attack the people who were part of the Shobha Yatra. Now what remains to be seen as to how quickly can the local administration get their feet on ground and make sure that peace is restored in this entire district of Nuh. But yes, over the last 7 to 8 hours we haven't heard any reports of any sort of violence that has broken out. But yes, the kind of arson and the kind of violence that broke out yesterday has definitely raised a lot of questions on the preparations of the administration and on the administration giving permission for this Shobha Yatra to be taken out in an area which is heavily dominated by a Muslim population and where there were chances of such violence.